Welcome again everyone. In last video we discussed discrete math questions that were asked in UGC NET 2020. Now there were 4 more questions. I was not sure whether they should be classified in discrete maths or in basic maths. So I'm just putting them in discrete maths. You can see it for yourself. First question is, how many ways are there to pack 6 copies of the same book into 4 identical boxes? Now we have same box, only 6 copies, and identical boxes. Now this is the main point, where a box can contain as many as 6 books. In a single box we can put at most 6 books. Now this was a direct example of Rosen book. So let us have 4 boxes, B1, B2, B3, B4. These are identical. Okay. So now first way is, we are putting 6 books in box 1 and rest will be 0, 0, 0. Now it is same as 0, 0, 0, 6. There will be no difference because boxes are identical. Moreover, your books are identical. Okay. So next combination can be, we are putting 5 books in one box and rest 1 book in any other box. Next combination will be, we are putting 4 books in one box and now we are left with the 2 books because there are a total of 6 books. So now these 2 books can be put using 2 combination. One will be, we are putting these 2 books in a single box. Another one will be, we are putting these 2 books in one as different box. Okay, 1 in each box. Next combination will be, we are putting 3 books in a single box. Now we are left with 3 books. So these combination can be these 3 books in a single box, 2 books in a single box and 1 in another, and 1 each. So all you have to do is explore each possible combination such that there is no repetition. Position of box or position of books doesn't matter. And last combination will be 2 books in a single box and rest. Now here you can see I didn't use the combination 2 in first box or in any box and then 4 and then 0, 0. Right? I didn't use this one because this combination we have already used. Here you can see 4 books in B1, 2 books in B2. 4200, 2400, same thing. Okay. So now we have a total of 9 combinations. You can try it yourself. So right answer will be option 4. Next question is, this one is very easy question. The number of positive integers not exceeding 100 that are either odd or the square of an integer. Okay. First of all, let us find out odd numbers such that they does not exceed 100. Now odd numbers will be 1, 3, 5, 7 up to 99. So a total will be 50 numbers. Right? This one is simple. Next, square of an integer. So square will be 1, 4, 9, 16, a square of 4, square of 5, square of 6 up to square of 10 because these numbers should not exceed 100. So these will be 10 numbers, you can count them. Now we cannot add 50 plus 10, no, because there are some numbers which are common in both odd and square of a number. Like 1, this is common in both. 9, because 9 is odd number, it will be present in odd number series. Your 25, 49 and 81. These 5 numbers are repeated. So that is why rather than taking 10 numbers from square of integer, we will take only 5 numbers. These numbers will be 4, 16, 36, 64 and 100. So total we will have 50 plus 5, 55 numbers. Because these numbers should be unique. So right answer will be option 3, 55. Next question is, given below are 2 statements. Statement 1 is 5 divides n raised to the power 5 minus n, where n is a non-negative integer. We have to tell whether this statement is true or not. Now for these types of question, best method is to put 2 to 3 values. So let us put n equals to 2. Now if we use n equals to 2, then our equation will be 2 raised to the power 5 minus 2. When you solve this, you will get 30, and yes, 30 is divisible by 5, right? Let us take one more value. Let us say n equals to 3. So your statement will be 3 raised to the power 5 minus 3. When you solve this, you will get 240, and again 240 is divisible by 5. You can take any random value, just put it, solve it, and check whether it is divisible by 5 or not. If yes, then your statement 1 is true. Okay. Next is 6 divides n raised to the power 3 minus n, where n is a non-negative integer. Again, you have to follow same process. Put some values of n and check whether it is divisible by 6 or not. Try it yourself and you will see that yes, n raised to the power 3 minus n is divisible by 6. So both statement 1 and 2 are correct. So right answer will be option 1. Next question is, what is the radix of the numbers if the solution of the quadratic equation x square minus 10x plus 26 equals to 0 is x equals to 4 and x equals to 7. Now in this question we are given roots of the quadratic equation and we need to find the base or radix of this number. Okay. Now this is basic mathematics question. We all know that if you are given an equation like ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, in that case, sum of roots of quadratic equation will be minus b divided by a. b from the second term and a from the first term, that coefficient of first term. Okay. So we all know this formula. Now we will use this formula in this equation. So our equation is x square minus 10x plus 26 equals to 0. Our formula is minus b divided by a. Now in this equation, b is minus 10. So minus b will be 10, right? And a is 1. So it will be 10 divided by 1, that is 10. So sum of roots of quadratic equation will be 10. Now we are given that we have two roots, x equals to 4 and x equals to 7 in the question. So we will just put it 4 plus 7 equals to 10. Now it doesn't make sense. 4 plus 7 equals to 10. This is incorrect. Why is it so? Because in this case your radix or base is not 10. It's not decimal. We need to determine the radix of the number. So rather than using 10 as base, we are using b as base or radix. We are using this variable b. Okay. Now all we need is to solve this equation. How we will do that? We all have learned about number systems. How we can change any base to decimal. We all are clear with this. Okay. So we are going to do the same thing in this equation. Take 4 base b as a different number. Now we will convert this number into decimal. It is very simple. B raised to the power 0 into 4, right? Next we will take another number, that is 7, with base b. We will convert it into decimal. Again very simple. Last is 10 with base b. 10 means 1 0. In this we have two digits, 1 and 0. So this will be our conversion from base b to decimal. Okay. Now all we need is to solve this equation. B raised to the power 0 will be 1. 1 into 4 will be 4 plus 7 equals to b. It is very simple. B equals to 11 and right answer will be option 4. And that was our last question. I hope you learned something from this video. Although questions were very simple, but still I hope your time is well spent. Thank you all for watching this. If you like our channel, share and subscribe.